I know you're there. I can see you. I am so confused as to what today is Wednesday, right? It's Wednesday. Seems like Monday. Because yesterday was a day off. I don't have any marks during the week that designate one day from the next. They're all the same. There's no such thing like in the weekend. Weekend looks like this, looks like that. I don't understand. I mean, I don't. So I guess it's Wednesday, whatever that means. The day doesn't mean anything. You know, when you were in school, you would go to, you know, I guess you would know things. Like I have to think about, like, is this spring? Are people in school now? I don't know. Every day is exactly the same to me. Every day. Which is fine. Thank you. My friends, I appreciate this. Let me see what else is here. Oh, I got to read something. I got to tell you something. And I want to just tell you, this is no particular reason. I don't know what the big deal is. I don't understand, but I got to tell you this much. I don't normally talk about things like food and diets because I think that's kind of like people are. It's just boring when people talk about food. But I read something today. It was very interesting. There is a fellow who lives in Silicon Valley who is he is trying to live forever or fight age or whatever the hell whatever you want to call it. And they make a big deal. He eats twice a day. He has dinner at 11 a.m. This is what the article said. He has dinner. Yeah, he eats at 6 a.m. and then 11 a.m. and that's his dinner. Okay. And they think this is the most incredible thing anybody's ever heard of. Can you believe that he eats his dinner? I have been doing this for years. Mrs. Allen and I have been doing this for years. Early in the morning, lunches, that's it. People say, is it intermittent fasting? No, it's called eating twice a day, and you stop there and you're doing all right. That's it. What is the big deal? I don't understand. Well, is that partial? Is that low caloric? Is that part? No, it's called eating. Yeah, it's called lowering calorie intake. Yeah, I know. This is a big deal. And I have a friend of mine who says, wait a minute, what? You don't eat dinner? Yeah. At 11, do you need a name for this? This is so interesting. I got to share this with you. Wait a minute. 11 o'clock? Yeah. That's it. Get up in the morning, 4, 5, maybe. If I'm feeling crazy, 6, maybe. If I'm sleeping late, 6 o'clock. Yeah, eat a huge whatever you want, no wait. And then 6 hours later, eat your second thing and be done with it. What's the big deal? Oh, no, you can't do that. What do you mean you can't do that? Loads of people do it. People eat too much. Have you heard of apoptosis and autophagy? And now they're making it be, well, this is a big intermittent fasting. It's simple. What is it, 18 hours, I guess? I don't know. Why do people make things so difficult? Ron Paul, who does very well, I think he ate like once or twice. I'm just so fascinated. People say, why? Nobody says, but are you hungry? Are you weak? Whatever. No. They're saying, but that's only 2. You see how people do this? They only view eating in terms of the number of times. Wait a minute, I've got to have this thing called dinner. You don't understand something. That's a ceremony. That's an event. That's a life event. You can't take this away. I can't just sit there and say 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and then not do anything. Oh, no. I got to eat. Why? Because I'm hungry. How do you know you're hungry? Because I'm hungry. I got to eat then. It's the weirdest. I just find that one of the strangest things ever. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. How people respond to that is beyond me. I don't understand it. But anyway, it's no big deal. Just talk. People love to talk about diets. Oh my God. Well, carbs. I'm on the keto diet. Did you know I'm a keto? I'm doing keto. I'm on paleo. I'm on marginal keto. I'm doing Peto. Ooh, I shouldn't say that. That's paleo and keto. That sounded terrible, didn't it? Don't say peto. It sounds like the other word. How about kaleo? There you go. It's kale and oleo combined. That's what I eat. And I eat this, and and they say you should. Have you ever seen these things on YouTube? Don't eat nut seeds. Whatever you do, don't eat at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday. Don't do this. Make sure you eat in the nude, wearing wet socks. Just do what I'm saying. There is more nonsense on YouTube about eating. I swear to God, it fascinates me because people don't know what to do. Ladies and gentlemen, Crazy Mike's Gangsta Boutique. Feeling poor and just want more? Crazy Mike's Gangsta Boutique has you covered with all the up-to-date clothing accessories that will help you keep up with the latest trends. Crazy Mike's, always in style. With that thumbnail that is very good, Crazy Mike. Thank you for that. Very, very good. I know where you got that one. Excellent. Thank you so much. I don't know. I just got to tell you this. I just have to. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a very simple question before we begin. Do you bathe daily? Do you bathe twice daily? Does anybody here not bathe at least once daily? Does anybody, be honest, use a different name. Does anybody not bathe daily? I just want to know. I know you're thinking to yourself, wait a minute, what are we talking about? I'm telling you. By the way, check out Lay's Real Talk, Lei. Love this video. Everybody right? I love Crazy Bike's underpants. We were just talking, Mrs. L was on a Zoom or a FaceTime, and somebody said that the term underpants was one of the funniest terms, and there you are. Is this serendipitous? I heard somebody else say something the other day, and I guess this is common for women sometimes. I wash my hair like once a week or two, whatever. I would die if I didn't wash my hair every day. I would die. Not bathe? No. Once a day, that's fine. Twice? No. Morning or evening, there's these weird rituals. Nobody talks about like hygiene. Like what's your routine? What's your thing? How do you? Everybody has a routine. Like when you go to bed, do you have clothing you wear? Do you have a uniform? Do you have something you wear? Something loose? Do you sleep in the nude? Do you wear PJs? You wear loose? Everybody has a routine. Certain things that they do to sleep because sleeping is so critical. Of course, in this particular culture, we look at sleeping as a sign of weakness. And what's also interesting is that when you're a male, nobody says, "Here's how to shave." You know how to shave? You don't really know. You just figure, well, shaving cream, okay. There's really not a lot to it, but nobody ever sits there and says, "Can I explain this to you?" Nobody ever really does this. Has anybody ever explained to you hygiene? Bathe. Use deodorant. Use some kind of a thing. Is that? Isn't that fascinating? Doesn't that just make you wonder? It's like, wow. And then when you figure out, when you look in the dental remains of Neanderthals and the like, they had no toothpaste, no tooth, whatever, and they had no cavities. None. Isn't that something? Doesn't that tell you everything? Isn't that fascinating? Just want to share that with you. I don't know why. Just want to pass that on. I know you're interested by it, but I'm going to tell you. Now, who do you think left that blow in the White House? Anybody have any familiar? Now, from what I've read about dope, see, cocaine came about. It's been around forever. Al Capone did it. Been around forever. Cocaine. Jazz musicians did coke. In the 80s, maybe, it was pretty big. When it became like big, and people had, razor blade necklaces, and sometimes people, like in Florida, from what I've seen, like a lot of the Cubans, they had this swarthy kind of look. Like they're into the perico, the yaya, and you saw this little finger, this little fingernail would be real long, so doing like that. That would be their sign. Because at the time, there was a time where it did not have that stigma. It didn't have like, oh, you're it was like crystal and, real in stuff. It's like, whoa. And what I noticed, and by the way, everything I know about this is from reading and talking to people. What's interesting about this is that during the time, as with anything else, people really thought this was harmless. There was something called High Times Encyclopedia of Recreational Drugs, said that it was harmless. It's the nastiest stuff anybody's ever imagined. And I just doesn't seem like a lot of fun. But when you went into, they had record stores, were head shops, and head shops became almost paraphernalia centers. Whenever you see the sushi roll, whenever you see that, that little straw, little prayer mat that they use for sushi roll, they use that for pito, marijuana. From what I've read, they had all these things in it. They had all kinds of grinding and little vials and this and that. So here's my question. Knowing what's going on and knowing the fact that it's very, very expensive, and knowing that you did not like to share everything else, like, hey man, the stoners would pass things around, but that was very personal. Like, oh no, that's mine. Oh no, that's, get away from me, get away. In fact, people coveted it so much, they would look for every molecule of it left on whatever trays or floor, and and there was nothing more attractive than talking to somebody who's snorting and is filled with mucosal booger. It just, I do not understand it. I do not understand. But why would somebody leave that in the White House? Why would somebody leave a bag, a zippered, they called it a zippered bag? Who would bring blow into the White House and leave it in the part where you ditch your phones, where you put your phones? Who? Huh? Who do you think it was? Now they're saying, I know what they're saying. They're going to blame Hunter Biden. Why? Well, he said he did like every 15 minutes. He's a degenerate. He's a drug addict. He smoked and snorted everything that's been around for the past whatever. He is pond scum. He is a vile reprobate, a drug-addled vermin, lower than whale, you know what. But why would he leave it in the phones near the what? Now I'm trying to figure this one out. So, what? And one thing about it is that when you're an addict or you're whatever, you're not going to leave it places. And you're not going to leave it in an area that people go to who check their phone. It doesn't make any sense. So I don't know where we're going with that. This whole thing, let's blame Hunter. It's him. Well, if he's an addict worth his salt, worth his hydrochloride, you would think, what? He forgot? No. By the way, there were stories about people who did drugs in the White House, Willie Nelson and all this kind of, well, smoking joints and all this. Okay, that was. Now, next issue. Why would the Secret Service let anyone know? Does anybody understand this? Why would anybody know? I would say, excuse me, who is the genius, the brain surgeon who let everybody... Why are you letting people know? Hello? Why are you letting people know who did what? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? They didn't have to know this. There's no reason for anybody to know this. What's the purpose of this? Why? You see Joe laugh? Oh. Joe, who voted years ago for making the penalties real tough. Real tough, real bad, real strong. Against, whatever it was. Joe, oh man, he was, remember that? That powder cocaine versus the crack cocaine, the whole bit. So this story doesn't make it, I just don't get it. On the ground, fell out of somebody's pocket, he zippered it, I don't get it. Don't make any sense. Now, I don't particularly care for Hunter, but it's like, I don't get it. An addict is not going to let this thing, I'm not buying it. And plus, tell me what does it look like? I mean, you can look at fingerprints. Tell me what it is. I don't think that was his. Doesn't make any sense. The number of people, the number of stories, and I would never do this, because I have no basis for this. But people that I know in the business, people that we know in the business, people who, there's also other realms of gossip and the like. The number of people who OD, the number of deaths, the number of people, a couple who died of AIDS versus whatever you thought it was, the ones who had to cancel this because of drug addiction, whatever it is. We know it, they know it, everybody knows it. But yet, they have to perpetuate this myth. And everybody goes along with it. The number of... The lies. And when it comes to celebrities, people believe anything that they have. And also, there is something about the celebrity clientele that is so demented. It is so weird. They are so strange. They don't live in a real world that you would ever want to visit. Okay, that being said. Next, big news. Have you seen The Sound of Freedom yet? Please go see that. Please go to Piss Hollywood Off. And support Jim Caviezel, because he's that Catholic Christian dude who pals around with Mel Gibson. And the left, the Hollywood reprobates, these vile vermin, these demented reprobates, these concupiscent scalawags, these syphilitic, purulent boils and pustules of humanity. They don't like him because he's not cool. He's not he's not with Leo on the boat. That's another story. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop right there. You know this story, right? You're following, his girlfriends are so young. You've seen that one, right? They're all laughing about it. Leo's waiting for his ex-girlfriend to turn 18. Okay, let's just leave it at that. If you want to know the truth about that, you're not going to hear it here. No. You can't take that one. But let me put it to you this way. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure that one out. You don't have to do that. When people keep saying, I know you know this. Did you see a picture of John Hamm and his new wife? Hey, John Hamm. They're up climbing a rock. Hey, there's John Hamm and his wife. She's rocking that. Ham, how much did you pay for this? Why'd you get married, Hambone? Why'd you get married? Come on, seriously. You're 52. What is it? Is it over? What are you doing? What is this story? Why are we watching you? Hey, look at him. Hey, there's Jeff Bezos and that wife of his who looks like... God, what is that? You know what I'm saying? It's like that Kimberly Guilfoyle, and that look. It's like, oh my God. Did you get that? You haven't heard from her lately, have you? Haven't heard from her. Think about that one. You believe all this stuff. Hey, there's Leo and his new girlfriend, And I'm sure when she shows up, would you sign this, please? Yes. You talk to your agent. Yeah, okay. You get your check at the end. Sign up here. Okay. Sign this. Sign this. Don't do NDA. Do this. Okay. Thank you very much. Terrific. We'll wire that to you. The schmaltz. Oh my God. I want to know the story about Al Pacino and his new baby. I want to know that. What was that about? When's the Al's 83. Al's walking around. He's still trying. He's still trying. De Niro is completely unintelligible. He says nothing. De Niro can't answer his name, and yet Al's impregnating this one, and this one's over here with that. Yeah, okay. What's that story about? What's that story about? You don't think somebody would ever claim they're pregnant to somebody when they're really not, do you? You don't think anybody would say, for example, wait a minute, your career is in the dumper. I mean, it's over. I got an idea. Let's say you're a father. I'm not saying this happened with Al, mind you. I'm just thinking out loud. But let's assume somebody was an older actor who says, listen, I know a lady who's pregnant. Let's throw her a few bucks and, I mean, you're not going to be you're not going to be on the hook for anything, but let's claim that you're the father. It'll help her out. It'll help you out. What do you say? You'll look virile at 83 because men think somehow if they can have a kid when they're older, it's that Charlie Chaplin thing. You know what I mean? Why not? What, do you think that's impossible? You don't think people... One of my favorite stories, and I'll never say this to you, are the number of people, the number of athletes who are so closeted. They are, if they lose the endorsements, oh my God. There are some things that are just not tolerated. It's like, wait a minute, what was that? Oh yeah, you like it, right? No, wait. He's what? Who's gay? Who? What is it? Wait a minute. You don't think that matters? Sports stars endorsements? And here's another question. How about that Joey Chestnuts? Friend of mine calls it Joey Chestnuts. Friend of mine calls him Joey Chestnuts. Joey Chestnut won 64 and a half wieners. And the woman did how much? 32. Wait a minute. Hold it. The man ate double the amount of hot dogs of the woman, and the woman's a professional. This is a professional eater. This isn't some hungry gal off the street. This is a professional. And the man ate twice as much? Wait a minute. What if Joey Chestnuts decides to turn around and next year he wears a wig? And he goes into the ladies' camp. Or, let's say when he loses his stuff, somebody comes along and knocks him off. He shows up, and he shows up as Josephine Chestnuts, and he shows up next year. Yeah, I'm trans. What? Yeah. I'm the Leah Thomas of this. Bring in the wieners. Let me see them wieners. Let me suck this. That didn't come out right. Let me swallow that. Didn't sound right either. Let me eat these dogs here. Wait a minute. You look familiar. What do you mean? You're Joey Chestnut. No, I'm not. I'm Josephine. What? That's right. I transitioned. So this one who won last year for 32, she got 32. Now Josephine's eating 64. Why don't they pull that there? No, not there. At a hot dog eating contest? Who cares? They wouldn't tolerate that. So you think that even eating men are physically superior to women in just swallowing? How big is his stomach compared to her? Not that much. Have you ever seen a human stomach? It's not that big. I mean, you can stretch it, you can do all kinds of stuff to it, but they're really not. In fact, if you look at the skeleton between the male and the female, I mean, it's not, you can maybe the hip area, but it's not anything that drastically different. So you mean to tell me that a man Even eating is superior to a woman? Just eating? Wow. What does that tell you? Isn't that something? Just think about that one. Nobody's going to be talking about that one. Nobody. And I love these. I don't want to watch them because I find them like Furious Pete is this one. It's disgusting. It doesn't look, because I'm always thinking the next day. I'm always thinking that, or whenever this moment of reckoning comes, it's like, dear Lord, that has got to be. And that cannot be good for them. My favorite is there was a little Japanese guy, who would just, and there's remember the Black Widow? Remember she did it too for a while? I don't know where I'm going with this. Here's the best story. I've been saving this one for the end, okay? The best story of the night. A federal judge out of Louisiana, Judge Doughty, D-O-U-G-H-T-Y, Doughty, granted a preliminary injunction against virtually everybody in the Biden administration, from the DOJ to Cisna to Corinne Jean-Pierre to the you name it. And he said you cannot go and you cannot petition a social media platform to, can we just read some of this? Let me just share this with you. It is so beautiful. It is so monumentally beautiful. Here we go. Where is this? I want to read this. Judge Houghty order. Where is this? The order PDF. Here we go. I want you to read this. I'm sorry. Biden. See if that one works. First Amendment. See if that works. Where the hell is it? Here we go. Let's see if we can get some of this. Is this a sweeping preliminary injunction? Oh, yeah. Listen to this one. It is ordered, adjudged, and decreed that the following: the Department of Health and Human Services, the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, that I believe used to be Fauci, the Office of Communications and all of that, Carol Crawford, the United States Census Bureau, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, U.S. Department of Justice, cybersecurity, CISA, Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. Did you know we had that? Alejandro Mayorkas. Everybody, everybody, listen to this. Prohibits them from meeting with social media companies for the purpose of urging, encouraging, pressuring, or inducing in any manner the removal, deletion, suppression, or reduction of content containing protected free speech posted on social media platforms. Specifically flagging content or posts on social media platforms and or forwarding such to social media companies, urging, encouraging, pressuring, inducing in any manner for removal, deletion, suppression, blah, blah, blah. Urging, encouraging, pressuring, or inducing to change their guidelines for removing, deleting, emailing, calling, sending letters, texting, or engaging in any communications of any kind with social media companies, urging, encouraging, pressuring, or inducing in any manner for removal of content containing protected free speech. Collaborating, coordinating, partnering, switchboarding, and or jointly working with the Election Integrity Partnership, the Virality Project, the Stanford Internet Observatory. This is number 5. Number 6, threatening, pressuring, Everything you can imagine. It is further ordered that you are not prohibited. Anyway, it goes through the whole thing. This is the greatest moment in First Amendment history. Listen to what I'm saying. Get yourself a copy of this. Go and read this. Read this to your friends. There is a God. There is the First Amendment. There is a proud Trump appointee, Judge Doughty, Doughty. God bless him. It was a preliminary injunction which accompanied a lawsuit by the attorneys general of Louisiana and Missouri. And it is absolutely so beautiful, so wonderful. And I hope it acts as an inspiration, not just for this country, but for people all over the rest of the world who are tired of this draconian, sick, Orwellian, dystopian censorship and the destruction of the ability to opine and to exchange information in this wonderful commercial marketplace of free expression and ideas. I cannot emphasize this enough. This is one of the greatest moments ever. And maybe that pendulum is coming back like a wrecking ball. Maybe we're going to get our free speech back. Because if anybody tells me that I can't give you what I think is beneficial, what helped me, think about this. Hey, I had COVID and I took this and this helped me. We can't do that. Wait a minute. What? Wait a minute. But you can be one of these 2-bit, tin horn, half-baked, half-ass Hollywood types and tell people that coffee enemas and juicing cures cancer. That's no problem. That's no problem. I've heard that. Remember that years ago? Remember the coffee enema thing? Remember that? You probably didn't know that, but it was big for like an hour. But they had these stars. Well, fasting for cancer. Excuse me. You're going to kill people with that. Well, it's their opinion. Well, why can't I talk about disease? Well, that's a different story. And they knew exactly what they're doing. And here's the thing. You should be able to say anything you want. You should be able to say anything you want regarding any subject you want. And if I don't like it, I turn it off. I turn it off. There are so many people I do not watch. For whatever reason, my skin crawls. I don't watch them. I don't begrudge them. I don't ban them. I don't tell them they can't speak. I don't want to listen to them. I'd rather talk to, I was watching a wonderful special on Wes Montgomery. That's what I want to watch. I don't want to watch these flakes talk about whatever the hell they want to talk about. But it's a free country. And hashtag so what? And if you don't like what somebody's saying, so what? And if somebody wants to eat a paleo macro diet, whatever, I don't care. If somebody thinks that prayer is the best way to stop a pandemic, I don't care. It's none of my business. It's your opinion. Go ahead, say what you want. It's a free country, last time I checked. This is one of the best things ever. This is one of the best deals ever. And right now, this Democratic Party is getting scared out of their mind. They don't know what is happening. And Bobby Kennedy changed all that. Bobby, please, lay off the push-ups and the shirtless stuff. Please, please. Don't. No more of that. He's also bringing up, he's upset over the fact that they didn't release information regarding the Kennedy assassination. Ooh, good. What does he love to talk to people about that? Hey, America. 60 years ago. Think about that. 60 years ago. This year. 60 years ago. And your government says, no, we don't want you to find out what happened to your president, my uncle, my father. 60 years ago. Because you might expect more information from the government. You might expect them to actually come clean with stuff about whatever. And it may not be that. It might be UFOs. It might be, I don't know. See, because up till now, you live in a dream world where the government says, we run the show, not you. Well, that's going to end now. That's going to end now. And that's the threat that Bobby Kennedy poses to these Democrats. And if Bobby Kennedy, listen to me, runs third party, which is so beautiful, it's not even funny. that means that the Democrats lose, and guess who wins? The Republican nominee. And you know who most probably is going to be? Trump. I mean, Bobby Kennedy, I can see Bobby with a couple of Snoop. I don't know if he drinks, but maybe I say, hey, Don, let me tell you what we're going to do. I know what they're doing to you. They did it to me and my whole family since the beginning. We're cursed, Don. We're cursed. We're the Kennedys. Nobody really likes us. Nobody really did. Hell, my own family doesn't like me. And every time I try to bring up to these sorry bastards what happened to my old man and their uncle and their father, they're not interested. Because they just want to around be like Caroline, just being Kennedys all the time. Well, I don't want to be a Kennedy. I want to be a hellraiser. Because I'm looking at 70 years old. Did you know that? I'm looking at 70 years old. So here's what I'm going to do, DT. I'm going to go third party. And I'm going to hand it to you, my friend. Because believe it or not, you were the first person who called me. Now, I know I can't do it. I know I can't do it because you're crazy Donald Trump and I'm who I am. But you know what I did? You know what I did, though? It was very interesting. I decided that you were the first one to call me. You at least respected me. So I'm going to do something. We're going to go out with a bang. I don't know what's going to happen to you with your legal matters, but I'll tell you what's going to happen to me. They're never going to take me seriously. They hate me because I dare to try to help kids. I dare to say. And Robert De Niro, that spineless, gutless. Remember the movie that he? Remember it had his at Tribeca. Remember the movie about autism? Oh, change his mind. Oh! I can't do that. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Oop, my bad. Remember De Niro, Tribeca film, vaccine movie. What year was that? Oh, he pulls an anti-vaccination film from Tribeca, a controversial film about the discredited link between autism and vaccinations. And he pulled it. Remember, this was in 2016. Interesting. Remember how he said, yeah, these kids, they come home and I know, or something. I don't know. But remember that? He made some reference to this. Oh, they got home. They goes, oh, no. Here we go. Unvaxxed. That's right. This is it says Unvaxxed, a docu-commentary for Robert De Niro is an unparalleled production by award-winning Leonard Horowitz, who contributes more than the discussion about Robert De Niro sought to start screening whose son, here we go. This is from IMDb I'm reading. De Niro, whose son, like millions of other children who became vaccine injured, came under fire from both sides of the safety before pulling. And this is Robert De Niro. But Robert De Niro, they told him, he goes, oh, no, Robert. No, you don't do that. Sorry. What? You don't do that, Robert. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Think they got some dirt on Robert there? I'm just saying. After his, did you ever hear his stories? Oh, dear God. Anyway. So then he turned around and remember that video he did about Trump? Remember that? You effing this, you mutt, it was the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen in my life. This man has no soul, no brain, no guts, no spine, no heart, no nothing. Now, by the way, as you probably know, I am not an expert on any of this stuff. But I'm this weird person. And you know what? Honest to God, I don't care what you say. There's a guy, I'm not going to mention his name, but there's a guy who always, he's a UFO. I told you before, I wouldn't be surprised if there were actually many visits. I'm still looking for some really good evidence, and there's been some good stuff, and there's a guy who says, you see, The aliens are coming here to tell us, to teach us, not to destroy our planet. And they came right around 1947, right after the first testing. And they're here, and they mean, and I'm saying, this guy is just making this stuff up. Or he's caught up in some kind of, I don't know what. But you know what? Let him say what he wants. Let him say what he wants. I think it hurts the cause, but that's okay. Crazy Mike's Gangsta Boutique says, have a nice day. Help me find our way. Thank you so much there, Crazy Mike. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You ever hear people who believe that you can, that there's an icon somewhere. There's a Madonna that tears, that cries. That remember that one? I think one time was it Tarpon Springs in Florida. They found it with like glycerin or something. Anyway, and they did. I'm not gonna tell. If you believe that, go ahead and believe it. I don't care. I don't care what you believe. Whatever you want to believe, it doesn't matter. I'm into crystals. I'm into channeling. I'm into tea leaves. I'm into this. I'm into reading the entrails of the beast. I'm into astrology. I was born in this. What's your sign? Feces. Well, I'm Mercury rising. How are you? Go ahead. Be my guest. Say whatever you want. Don't worry about it. Go ahead. Don't hurt kids. Don't libel people. Say what you want. Say what you want. If this guy can talk about coffee enemas for cancer, you can talk about anything you want. Anything. Remember this? Hey, you know, lead fillings cause, okay. Mrs. Elbar something. Remember, who remembers? Who's old enough to remember? Polyfluorocarbon. Anyway, hairspray would destroy the ozone layer. Remember that? Anybody remember that? Freon. No, Freon will destroy the ozone layer. Remember that one? Remember that? Do we have aerosol now? I guess. Yeah, we forgot. I guess maybe it's another kind of they didn't know how to make that aerosol safe from this. Plastic straws. Go ahead, the plastic straws. Go ahead. I've got a friend of mine who believes very much in Kabbalah. You know Kabbalah? That's a Jewish whatever. Great. Look at this. CFCs, PFCs. Yes, Liz Sola. Lionel and I are Virgos. We are Virgos. I am a Virgo. Did you know that? You know what that means? Nothing. I have no idea what that means. I have absolutely no, Liz, I have no idea what that means. I'm a Virgo. I don't know what that means. I have no idea. I love reading people's, can I read you? Does this sound like you? What are you? Pisces? Here, let me read this. You're fastidious and loyal. You avoid pain and love pleasure. Yep, that's it. Oh, I read you Sagittarius. They're all the same. I never understood that one. But you know what? It's a free country. Say what you want. So to judge Doty or whatever, God bless you for that. God bless you. Oh my God. It's the most incredible thing in the world. The Shroud of Turin. Do you believe in the Shroud of Turin? If you do, be my guest. Do you believe in, you can go to a lot of places. There's so much stuff you can believe. I don't care. I never thought about myself so presumptuous to be able to tell you, no, you can't. No, I'm sorry, you can't think that. You can't think that. Don't think that. Don't say that. Don't think that. Don't believe that. Ford Frey says, plenty of fine actors out there. I would take Gene Hackman over De Niro any day. Well, thank you for it. I appreciate that. You know, I was never a fan. Doesn't really matter. I think, me personally, the greatest actor who has ever lived is Spencer Tracy. That's me. Under the athletic actors, I think that Daniel Day-Lewis. I love Gary Oldman is just, oh my God, is he just... He can do so many different things. Gene Hackman was the name I took the movie I took the name Lionel from. Scarecrow with Gene Hackman and Al Pacino. It's a wonderful picture. And I don't want to get into who's better and all this stuff. And you know what? Good for anybody else who. But by the way, somebody who gains weight, loses weight, whatever it is. I love to say Pacino would call up. De Niro would call up Henry Hill and say, "Now listen, did Henry? How did Jimmy Burke do his ketchup? Did he do his ketchup like this? Did he take the bottle? Did he rub like this? Did you did he shake it upside down and hit the back of his body? What difference does that make? No, that's Bob De Niro's attention to detail. It's the most stupid question. Who cares? Hello, Henry Hill. Yeah, listen, this is Robert De Niro. Yeah, listen. Did Jimmy Burke, when he did the ketchup, yeah, how did he... Hello. I don't get it. And Robert De Niro, watch Robert De Niro in Raging Bull with his 60 pounds or whatever it is. Watch Robert De Niro in... he was different in... I love that. He was different. I think one of the most overrated... Mean Streets was... What? Taxi driver? You talking to me? I don't see anybody here. Oh, brilliant. You're kidding. But you know what? That's your opinion. Go, do it, have fun, have a great time. I don't know. But I love the way he backed down. Mr. Tough Guy, Yeah. He's great when he's yelling at I say, well, wow, what about that movie? Wow, you changed your mind? Okay. That's my favorite part. These people were nothings. They got lucky. They were in good movies. They had great directors. Sometimes there are some people who are just fantastic. I'm telling you right now, there is a movie that will be forever, ever, ever. Nobody will ever understand it, but it was one of the greatest acting pieces I will never understand. Tropic Thunder, Robert Downey Jr. in blackface, absolute genius. How he got a pass, I will never know. He is anointed. He's one of the chosen. Somebody else does that, you're dead. But it was brilliant. He meant nothing wrong. It was brilliant. It was one of the greatest, but anybody else would have been crucified. You got that one? You know what's so funny also? You notice how Hollywood never came to Alec Baldwin's defense? I heard a good little piece of, not gossip. To see where Meghan Markle's going to be reaching out to Hilaria Baldwin. They're kind of working on some kind, I don't know what. Because Alec Baldwin's exactly my age. He's from the 58 Club, and he's thinking to himself, oh my God, what am I done? How many kids do I have? How many do you have? Who is this? That's mine? That's my kid? This is ridiculous. And you had this one, how old are you? Whatever. Okay, sure, yeah, hey, whatever. Yeah, I'm loving this. And Alec Baldwin, to his credit, is also very good. He's excellent. He's an excellent actor. Just because I like people doesn't mean. So, my friends, rejoice in the fact that tonight and today, we are this much closer maybe to regrouping, to retaking, to reconnecting with our First Amendment rights to speak. To speak, to say whatever you want. This is America. And that means something to me. And I believe in it. Do you understand it? I mean it. All right, dear friends. Thank you for that. Now, let me tell you, here's another one. It's been very, very muggy today, so hang on, no. Oh, no. 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 I got to just... Sometimes you hit it just right. Right in the pocket, as they say. Okay, a couple of things here. Number one, I know you have been wonderful in following Mrs. L. It is so important. It means so much to me. She does so much great, great work to protect kids. This is her YouTube channel. Just click onto that. You subscribe right away. You don't have to do anything. Just click onto it, and there you go. You got that? Thank you for that. Also, Lynn's Warriors on Twitter. Follow her. For some reason, they got her shuttered or back drafted or whatever the hell the term is, because I'm telling you, there's something very, very wrong with the fact that somebody who dares to come along and want to protect children. I told you my thoughts on that. Holly Weird and these people do not want you to be talking about kids. And the reason why is because, you know what the next thing is going to be? Child labor. They want to completely destroy. How many states? 14 states. They want to basically destroy laws. All of those laws that we were happy about. They want kids to work in fields and factories and restaurants and foundries. That's all coming about. Thank you so much, dear the Brad. There we go. That's for you, Brad. There we go. That's a nice kind of a Louis Belson sound there. Thank you for that. So follow her, because nobody talks about kids. Nobody. They're trying to destroy our most... Remember, kids don't stay kids. That's the reason. So if you destroy them now, they'll turn into demented, crazed citizens later on, and that's the story. Or easily cowed, easily corralled, and the like. All right, dear friends, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your efforts. Thank you so much for being who you are and what you appear to be. Don't forget our dear friends. We were driving around the other day. We saw a bunch of these Bed Baths. Sad. Bed Bath & Beyond. We like those stores. But you know who's still standing? MyPillow.com. And if you have a link right there, there's a special deal for Lionel fans. Promo code Lionel. And you get a free gift. I know what you're saying. Aren't gifts free? That's true. That would be a tautology. What are you going to do? All right, dear friends, thank you. On behalf of a grateful nation, I thank you not for what you are, but for what you appear to be. And don't forget this valedictory, as we say every single night. Be back tomorrow, by the way, 8 a.m. Until then, remember, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Ta-ta.